Hello, everybody. Rob Cootie here, the MLM Solution. Today is going to be March 10th. My gosh, March 10th. Officially a third of the way through the month. And we are going to have a great subject today. As you know, we go live each and every day at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's currently 10:47 and 30 seconds. So I'm going to hurry with this intro. Podcast number 144, Expanding Your Business International. What do you do? What steps? What about the timing of taking your business internationally? We're going to talk about all that and more, because you can literally cause a virtual explosion, growth explosion in your business if you handle this correctly and are on top of it. With that being said, if you will, share this podcast and our other podcast platforms and social media platforms with our fellow network marketers across the globe. You can do that one or two ways. Visit our website, themlmsolution.net. You can see it on the ticker, themlmsolution.net. There's all kinds of share buttons on the website, and there are podcast replays on the website as well. And also utilize our hashtag #TheMLMSolution, hashtag #TheMLMSolution, to share all of our information and podcasts with our fellow network marketers across the globe. We want to say thank you in advance for doing that. With that being said, I'm going to hop off here, and we'll see you very, very shortly.
Welcome to the MLM Solution Podcast Show, where you'll learn the facts and hear the truth about the network marketing industry. Here's your host, Rob Cootie.
Good morning, Miss Marie. Good morning. Today's the 10th. Just so you know, Miss Marie, officially a third of the way through.
I know you're so excited about marching through March.
Yes, I am.
There must be something exciting coming in April.
No, I prefer that it all slow down. But unfortunately, it doesn't seem to be cooperating with me.
Yeah, well, you know what they say, life is like a roll of toilet paper. The closer you get to the end, the faster it goes.
Listen to you. Oh my gosh. Well,
that's my Forrest Gumpism for the day.
Well, that's a good one. If you're going to do one, that's the one to do, right?
Pretty much.
Yeah. Hold on one second.
So today we're on podcast number 144. We're going to be talking about expanding your business internationally. It's easy to get caught in the mindset, especially for those of us in the United States, to focus solely on building our business in the US, maybe bleeding into Canada or Mexico. But we wanted to talk about expanding your business internationally, because a lot of the network marketing companies, even those starting out, have an international presence. Things have gotten easier these days. Rob and I often talk about, coming of age in the golden age of network marketing, when everything was much more local and immediate. But now with technology and international relations the way they are in terms of business, and the way a lot of businesses span across borders, oceans, you name it, expanding your business internationally is much more reasonable and practical today than it ever has been in the past. So we wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about that today, because it can make a huge difference in the growth of your business.
Yes. Yep, you're absolutely right. And the thing is, it can cause a virtual explosion in your business, growth explosion. If you do it right, you time it right, you know what to look for, and you take the necessary steps. And we're going to be talking about that as well, because look, you can use the 5 simple steps, and you can do the timing of the joining the right company at the right time. We talk about all that. Go look them up on the previous episodes, and all that's great. and it will produce results. There's no doubt about it. Okay, you'll get your first check. You'll get started off on the right step and do all that, and you can focus on the North American growth. But here's the thing: the companies know they go, Mr. Murray, they expand internationally as quick as they possibly can, within reason, because that they understand, like everybody else, that's where the money is. As we talk about and harp on all the time, the other parts of the world embrace network marketing business model, and they're excited when a new company comes about. Okay, and even though you may think to yourself, well, the United States especially has a negative image of network marketing, and I'm not sure I want to be associated with it, or I'm not sure I really want to put a lot of effort in, whatever the case may be, you're wrong. The bottom line is you have to have a vision that's bigger than that. You have to have a vision that if you are going to start a network marketing business, like if Miss Marie and I were to start today, we would understand the process, not just the business building process of the 5 simple steps. That's not what we're saying. We also understand that we have to quickly as possible get into the international markets that the company is going to go into, because we understand that tremendous growth and volume creation and ultimately money production is going to take place in that international growth period. Okay, and this is something that we haven't really talked about a lot. Well, I think we brought it up a few times, but this is an episode where we're going to take a deep dive into it, because guys, this is where the rubber meets the road. To be honest with you, Miss Marie, if somebody was to embrace our 5 simple steps and they were to find a new company in America today, and they were going to join this new company, and they're following our podcast and our direction, and where we talk about all the necessary things that need to take place in joining a new company, Miss Marie, they would be remiss, and they would be undermining everything that they hope to achieve if they did not take this episode, international expansion, seriously and incorporate it as a part of the business. That's what I'm saying about you and I. We would say to ourselves, and I'm sure put it on paper, international expansion. I mean, there's no, because you cannot make the money in the United States or North America the way you can make it overseas. Would you agree?
Well, I agree. And you touched on it. The network marketing model has been around in the United States for a long time. It's unfortunate that a number of individuals have run around making it sound way easier than it is, and giving it that sheen of a scam to a certain extent. So it's put a little bit of a blight on the industry as a whole. It's one of the reasons that we exist. We are advocates for the network marketing industry. It's a great way of doing business. It is probably the best opportunity that the average person has to earn a better than average income, attain time freedom, elevate their lifestyle, more so than they can in any other type of career. Yeah. But what a lot of people will run into in the US is that immediate rejection. People that have either heard of it being a scam, their uncle's brother's cousin's mother had a bad experience, therefore they'll never touch it with a 10-foot pole. Yeah. But there are areas of the world where people are really passionate about the network marketing model. They love it. Asia comes to mind as a place where it's a very popular model. People get very into it. They build large organizations. Yep. Latin America is another one that a little bit more recently has become much more much more of a player, I think, on the world stage when it comes to network marketing. Yeah. I think if you look at a lot of the network marketing companies that are out there, some of the top earners are now coming out of Asia and Latin America.
Yep. Yeah. I'd agree. And I'm tickled pink with that. It's about time that I think it might, I don't know, it might surpass at this moment the American market. I think that there's more enthusiasm, more activity. I hope that, everything's cyclical, and I hope that there will be a time where America will come back around and be the stronghold that it was years ago. You and I always reflect like old folk back to the 80s. Remember when? You know, I'm sure, I hope we don't sound like that, but you get my point. But the thing is, guys, is that she's hitting the nail on the head. There's enthusiasm in our own backyard. And don't forget that. That is international expansion. It's a different country, even though it's right there on our border. Now, with that being said, let's talk about the impact of the international expansion. Why should you take it so seriously? Why should you focus on it? Any good, solid business building plan in the network marketing business model has got to include international expansion. If you join a new company, knowing that its first 3 years is going to be the most profitable, and you want to maximize that opportunity, you would be an absolute fool not to be a part of the international expansion of that company. Okay. Now, the thing is that a lot of times every company's different. There's no set timetable. Miss Marie, as far as I know, and I'm not going to try and be a know-it-all, but as far as I know, there's no set game plan. For instance, if you and I open up our own network marketing company and there was a game plan that was a template for every new company, and it says in that game plan, that template, hey, in your 6 months, you need to expand into the following countries. I'm not aware of that. If there is one, I've never seen it, never heard of it, etc. And there may be one out there today. I don't know. My point is, guys, if you're going to join a company, you have got to be ready, have your ears open, and ask your leadership, because more times than not, people that join the company early on, in other words, are the first 100 people, 200 people, and if they become a big-time producer, are going to be early on the ground floor as far as information flow goes. And if that's the case, they are going to be able to get word before anybody else about possible expansion. That is what you need. You say, why? Miss Marie, when I learned that a company was going to go into another country, I would focus in on sponsoring Asian people, okay, here in the United States. And being in the military, that was easy to do, as you can imagine, because there was a lot of people from Asian part of the world that were married, had military spouses. And so it was rather easy for me to get into the Asian countries because of that connection. That is a powerful thing to have. Now, when you're talking about that, you have to understand that you are at a disadvantage on one hand, but you're at a huge advantage on the other. Basically, Ms. Marie, I don't know if you've been a part of it. I certainly would like to hear your input. When they said, hey, we're going into Asian country so-and-so, but we're not going there until June of this year. Guys, I could sponsor somebody that has Asian connections today in that country, but we can't move product, Miss Marie, because it's not official. I cannot, in good faith, any product that the company has. You can say, well, because sometimes, Miss Marie, they actually open up countries with a different product, because sometimes the products we have here in North America are not allowed in those other countries because of the ingredients, like Israel and some other places. You know that as well as I do. So if that's the case, guys, there may be a totally different product going into that Asian country. That does not mean that it opens up a door for you to use the products in the North American market to move over to Asia, because the reason they have to come up with another product is because the country will not allow North American products in that country. So don't put yourself in a position where you can get in trouble with the company or legally, because you could put those poor Asian people in a tough spot, Miss Marie, if they get caught with those products coming through customs. You know that, right?
Yeah, I can imagine.
So don't do that to your people because you're greedy. Okay, here's the thing, Miss Marie. We used to. It was a sign them up game. They could sign up as a distributor. I could start signing them up today, but I could not move product. And the message had to include, this is what we're doing, and here is why we're doing it. I always go back to that new skin story. I'll just skim over the top because we've told it so many times. A gentleman for 6 months kept telling he was an Asian gentleman here in the United States, was part of New Skin, built a very successful business during New Skin's heyday, learned that they were going into certain Asian countries. They changed the launch date 6 times. Long story short, he kept telling his people, just sign up, just sign up. We're coming, we're coming. I'm telling you, we're coming. And he massively worked those. And the people who trusted him, Asian people are very trusting, much like we were in the 50s and 60s here. They trusted this guy. When they opened up that country, he owns 90-something% of the volume that comes out of the Asian countries because he had the foresight, the fortitude to stick with it and believe that the company was going to go in there. But he couldn't move product, Miss Marie. That's the whole purpose of that story. He just had them sign up with New Skin under this new division or whatever, product, whatever. But he couldn't move product. And so the moment that they opened up, Miss Marie, the product volume that exploded through his organization literally overnight, and for the first week was astronomical, as you can imagine. So if you ever, you know what I'm getting at. Have you experienced anything? Have you seen anything like that?
I've seen others leverage that. I never leveraged that myself, and maybe that was to my detriment, but I was always a little bit leery, especially, similar to that gentleman's situation where they claim a launch date and it gets put off, So your credibility ends up being a little bit at stake.
Yes.
And, depending on what country they were going into, it's like, I didn't have a lot of international relationships at that time.
Right.
But here's one benefit I will point out that I did leverage more than most people I knew when it came to expanding my business internationally, was the fact that the time I had to devote to building my business wasn't exactly the best time in the US to be calling people. Not too many people like their phone ringing at 2:00 in the morning. So guess what? Well, let's find a time zone. Yeah. Let's find a time zone where it's not 2:00 in the morning. It's say 4:00 in the afternoon.
Yeah.
And I would leverage that time zone difference to work my business in other countries, to work it internationally, because it just worked better for me and the time I had available to work my business. So that's another aspect to consider.
Yeah. Well, you know what? That was a great example. And there was a lot to be learned from what she just said, guys, because here's the situation. You're going to be put in this spot much like she experienced if you stick with this industry long enough and go through enough expansions. And that information she just gave is a piece of golden nugget information that you want to remember, write down, whatever, okay? Because that approach, if you don't have the contacts like I was privy to, that is going to be something that you're going to have to utilize yourself. You got to realize, and we're going to be talking about advertising tomorrow. Here's tomorrow's subject: the role of advertising in generating leads for your business, guys. We're going to be talking about that, and I'll write it down and make sure I cover it, because there's different ways you can advertise in certain on-campus and military installations and target Asian people. Okay. And believe it or not, they read the advertising sections of the base papers and the campus papers. And I have done both, okay, with success. It's one of those hidden gems, Miss Marie, that I learned when you have to find ways to generate leads, okay? So tomorrow's subject is going to line up exactly. So don't miss tomorrow's episode, because I just gave you a piece of good information that you're going to learn more about tomorrow. But Miss Marie, that was one of the ways that I had to use to generate leads on top of the personal contact that I had with these people on a daily basis in the military. So with that being said, most people are going to be in Miss Marie's situation. And guys, you have to realize that your North American business, if you were to start and join a new company today and start building using the 5 simple steps, there's still an inherent ceiling on your business. Okay, I hate to say that. It has nothing to do with the 5 simple steps. It has to do with the North American mindset, even though Mexico has certainly come on strong lately. Okay, and the reason is that there's only so many people open in North America about the network marketing business model. That is one of the hidden things that you have to realize. Once again, Miss Marie and I, because of our knowledge and experience, would inherently know that, and we would make international expansion, as I said before, a part of our business building plan, because we realize that is where the money and the growth is going to take place. Okay. So the thing is that you have to realize yourself that you cannot lag behind. You got to have your ear to the ground, as I said earlier, and find out when the company's going to go into these new Asian, and it's not just Asia. Israel is a strong network marketing country. Miss Marie, I wish I could remember all the countries. I'm going to have to look at the strongholds of network marketing overseas. There's quite a few countries overseas that are very strong in the network marketing business. I just can't remember them all off the top of my head. But the thing is, guys, to give you an example, Amway at one time was in 138 countries. I'm not sure if that's the case anymore, because they come and go. All right. Things change politically. And there's times where I'm sure Amway says it's no longer profitable. We don't have enough distributors there. We can service customers, but distributor wise, blah, blah, blah. And they may pull out of that country. So the point is, guys, is that you have a situation where you are going to experience a tremendous amount of growth if you keep your ears open and you get ahead of the curve, even if you're a little bit behind it. If you're 2 weeks behind the launch there, guys, you're going to have to wear your tail end off, because Miss Marie, once it gets into that foreign country like the Asian countries, it spreads like wildfire. I mean, if you're just a little bit behind, you are a lot behind because somebody else is going to corner that market. Okay. And I'll be honest with you, Miss Marie, the Asian people here in North America, they are privy to this knowledge, and the savvy network marketers of Asian descent, Miss Marie, are going to aggressively go after. A matter of fact, I don't even think they worry about the North American market. They get the word and they go in because they have a prior history there. They were with another network marketing company, and these people will follow them. So guys, it is a competitive market, but you got to realize Asian people are having children at a much higher rate than most of the other parts of the world, meaning that there's always a fresh generation of network marketers ready to be tapped into. And the older generation's moving out, right, Miss Marie?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's definitely an aspect to consider for sure.
So you have a situation where you're going to have your ears to the ground and be ready to take massive action. And I mean massive action as quick as possible. And with today's technology, with the Zoom meetings and all that, you can overcome so many time barriers, timetable barriers, time zone barriers. There we go. It's silly. And there's no reason that you cannot build. You could hold training meetings. You could hold sign-ups meetings, all of that on these Zoom meetings, all of these other different video platforms. And you could do multiple people at one time. You could literally, Miss Marie, have a training class on how to sign up. You could have all these people. You could set it up and say, hey, we're going to sign all 30 of these new people up, and I'm going to take you step by step. And you could literally fill out a form on screen so that they could all do it. And you could answer the questions and make sure everybody's got it right. And you could have 30 new people in that country literally within an hour, right?
Mm-hmm.
With today's technology.
Yeah, it's amazing how much smaller the world has gotten because of the technology.
Right.
We had challenges in the past because you'd have to travel and physically be there, but now that's not even necessary. No. And guys, that is the power of what's going on and having this kind of knowledge, is because you are gaining knowledge that very few people have will have access to. And you are going to be able to utilize this knowledge, if you do it right, to really cause a huge explosion in your business. Guys, if you're already in the network marketing business and you are with a company that's not experiencing a lot of growth, maybe its growth has already passed you by, guess what? You can use our system to find a new company. We have the book called 5 Things a New Company Must Have. Get that book. It's free. Get that book. We'll provide it free here in very shortly, Miss Marie, so they can get it. Maybe tomorrow's episode we'll do it. How's that? But okay. The 5 things a new company must have. That way you can use that free manual, and it's a short document where you can learn about what these 5 things are, why they need to be a part of a new company. And you can go out, if you're with a company right now, and look for a new company, because the chances are that company's going to go on an international expansion.
And if that's the case, you are putting yourself in a position, if you utilize the 5 simple steps to networking success in 90 days or less, that's a long title. Guess what? You're going to be in a situation where you could change your life with a new company that's going to go international. And understand that the international expansion has got to be a part of your massive growth plan. Would you not agree with that approach, Ms. Marie?
Oh, absolutely. You leverage the opportunities where they are best for growth and expansion, right? And as a network marketing company enters new countries, that definitely creates that new opportunity. And I would even go so far as to say, we always advocate for finding that new company that's a year, 2, maybe 3 years old to catch that growth curve.
Mm-hmm.
But it's an opportunity with existing companies to
Mm-hmm.
leverage a large growth curve if they're expanding into new countries, even
Yes.
though they've been around for a while.
Yes.
You kind of have the same concept, but rather than the network marketing company as a whole, it's a particular country that they're going into.
That's correct. Absolutely. And guys, please understand that you have a situation where if you're with a network marketing company right now, with this knowledge, you can take it and change your future in this business model with just a few adjustments. And you can put yourself in a position where you can create that once in a lifetime income and lifestyle. But you got to be willing to make the decision. You got to be willing to take the action. You got to be willing to utilize technology correctly. And you're going to learn all that through us. The MLM solution brings to the table all the things, all the ingredients, a step-by-step guide so that you know exactly what to do and when, so that you can maximize this business model. Ms. Marie, I know lately we've been on a promotional kick, if you will. That's really not what we're doing, but we have a passion for what we offer. And when you have something can help people, you're going to talk about it and you're going to promote it.
Well, yeah, and here's the thing: as we're talking about these different topics, we try to keep this podcast in the 30 to 40 minute range typically, and you can only get into so much detail within that time frame. Like, we don't want people on here listening to us for 2-3 hours. That could get tiresome, to say the least. So
not only for them, for us.
Well, exactly. But what we want to do is highlight the fact that, hey, we have this additional information. This correlates with what we're talking about. And if you want to know more, here's what's available. Here's where you can go. These are resources we're making available to you to help you build your business that much faster. Yeah. So, yes, it's promotion, but at the same time, it's just a deeper dive, more information around what we're talking about. We want to make sure you know what's available to you.
That's right. Well said. And that's a reason why we're talking about it and really pushing it lately, is because we understand, guys, timing is so critical, and taking the right steps is got to correlate with the timing. And we talk about the timing all the time. Well, what good does it do to put these podcasts on and to share this knowledge if we don't complete the picture? And completing the picture here, we're talking about international expansion. Have your ear to the ground. Be there when they go into those new countries. If you can, get ahead of that curve. We gave you a real life example of that gentleman with new skin. What good does all this information do if we don't provide you with a system, a business building system that will help you instead of work against you, that will maximize the opportunity instead of minimizing the opportunity, that will help you make dollars upon dollars instead of making pennies on the dollar? Okay. If we have that kind of knowledge, we have that kind of system that will work perfectly with an international expansion of a new company, why would we not tell you about it? If we're truly here to help you, why would we not share that with you? That's the reason why we bring this up all the time. I have something we're very proud of. We have something that we're very excited about, because as we said, we're advocates for the industry and we're bigger advocates for you, because when you're successful, the industry benefits, and that is the power of it. And we know the 5 simple steps works because they're the basics of the industry. There it is right there. You go to the website, themlmsolution.net. You go to themlmsolution.net, guys, and you're going to see that product there, along with our other product, What Not to Do in Network Marketing. They're both wonderful products. Now, if you get, just so you know, if you get the 5 Simple Steps to Networking Success system, the what not to do in network marketing comes with it automatically. Okay, so don't get both of them. Don't purchase both of them. Just get one. And if you're going to get one, get the 5 Simple Steps to Networking Success, because it comes with the what not to do. It encompasses everything. And when the lead site becomes available, it's going to also include that automatically, because you have a lifetime membership when you do that. There is the lead site that will be coming down the road. So with that being said, Miss Marie, I think we're pretty much done. Do you have anything else that you want to bring up?
No, I think we touched on everything. And I will say one of the advantages, again, to the technology we have available today is that Google Translate, especially when it comes to email communications, text communications, those types of things. You don't have to learn a foreign language to be able to communicate with people in international locations. We are fortunate, Americans, as English speakers. Many people around the world understand English, so we don't have to work quite as hard as some other people. But if you do find yourself in a situation with someone whose English is maybe not that good, or they don't really have any at all, you've got that Google Translate tool
Yes.
to take advantage of as well. So don't let the challenges of communication deter you from pursuing international expansion, because there are ways around that as well.
Very well said. And a point that I did not think about bringing up. And guys, if you're going to do that, please let them know that you're using Google Translator so that they can provide you with a little time, because they know that that's what you're doing. And so you want to make sure that you communicate well with them. Hey, just give me a moment to reply, because I'm using this translator and I got to make sure that I understand what it is you're saying. That'll go a long way to building a relationship, because they know that you're trying to take the time and effort to understand what they're saying, and you are committed to communicating effectively with them. And it shows that you are willing to overcome the obstacles to make that communication better. All feathers in your cap. So that's a great point to make there, Miss Marie. As always, you're spot on. And boy, sometimes I wonder why I'm on this show.
You're here for your exceptional good looks.
Well, thank you. I don't think I'm so long. My turning red. Thank you. I'll take anything I can get. Oh my gosh. Well, with that being said, I never thought of this as a fashion show for either one of us.
Well, thank God it's not.
I know, isn't that the truth? The wife goes, sometimes she goes, "Are you going to wear that?" I'm like, yeah. She's like, "Well, that's not very professional." I said, "Well, it's not a very professional show." And sometimes I wonder if she thinks we're putting on a comedy show or.
Now, sometimes we wonder.
Yeah, I know. Isn't that the truth? Hey, we have fun. That's all that matters. Okay, Miss Marie, let's close this thing out. All right. So tomorrow, as we said, tomorrow's topic is going to be the role of advertising in generating leads for your business. Guys, this is really important. We've talked about, are you a network marketer or a business builder on Monday, a previous episode. Then we talked about, what was the other topic there, Miss Marie?
The MLM learning curve.
Oh, thank you. I don't know why that just, and then we talked about today, which is, taking your business international. Guys, all of those are tied together. Tomorrow, generating leads through advertising. Advertising can be expensive. If you do it the wrong way or focusing on the wrong people, guess what? You are wasting your money. I've done that, believe me. I have. Well, I just won't say. But you don't want to do that unless you do it right, okay? And we're going to talk about that tomorrow. There's times when to advertise. There's times when not to advertise. There's places that you want to advertise, and, of course, places you do not want to do. We're going to talk about all that and more tomorrow. We're painting a great picture here this week for you guys to get a firm grasp on how this business model works and what little things you can do to tweak it to make it work better for you. So with that being said, Miss Marie, I think it's time for us to hop off of here. I think we pretty much covered it.
I believe so.
All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to hop off here. God bless. Be safe. See you tomorrow. Once again, please hashtag the MLM Solution. Share that with our fellow network marketers all across the globe so they can have access to this great information as well. Remember, you're going to watch a replay of this podcast, not only on our Facebook page and YouTube channel, but now on our website. So don't forget that. It's a one. If you go to the website, everything's right there. All the knowledge, all the products, all the free gifts, the podcast, replays, everything. What better way? I don't know about you, Miss Maria. I get aggravated to bounce from one site to the other and having 22 tabs open. That aggravates me to no end. Why can't the internet just be one-stop shop?
Because there's too much on it.
There's too much on it. Yes. All right, guys. With that being said, we're going to hop off here. God bless. We'll see you tomorrow. Be safe. See you at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Take care.
Thank you for listening to the MLM Solution Podcast. For more info, visit our website, themlmsolution.net. Please follow us on the following platforms: Facebook, YouTube, etc. And share this podcast with our fellow network marketers around the world by hitting the share button on our various platforms.